All right. Well, thank you, first of all, for taking the time to talk to me. I'm super excited about it.
Yes, come on.
Like I watch you see it on Instagram, of course, and I'm just like, oh my God, he's just so amazing. So this is Kyle on the mic, the Millennial Hype Man. Like that's you. I think your energy is very contagious and it's amazing. I feel like my first question to you, because I'm always admiring your page, is exactly not how are you so confident, but I'm a shy person. So when I see like someone like you who are just able to just like be themselves and rock a crowd and the stage, I'm just like, how? What is this? How do you do this?
I would say, of course, it's just the energy. I feel like I always tell people, I used to play around like keep that same energy, but I feel like it's really an energetic type of thing where, you know, it's especially when you're doing something you love. Yes, I mean, people are like, do you get nervous? Of course. Yes, we always get nervous, and I have my shy moments and stuff like that.
Really?
It's time to just perform, and it's like I love being on the stage and just love being in front of a crowd and entertaining. It's just like it just gives me some different type of energy where I'm like, all right, let's go. It's game time. But of course, when I get the mic and whatever the show or thing I'm hosting, I get the script, whatever I'm doing, I always have my nervous jitters because I'm like, all right, I hope they vibe with me. I hope they're not dry. I hope everything's going right because, you know, especially when I'm doing shows and with a company or something when they don't start on time. And so everybody's out there waiting. And so you're thinking of like, okay, I'm the first person they see. I got to get everybody's energy up. Whatever they were going through before this, I got to change that whole thing.
That's a good way to look at that.
Yeah, so I'm looking like, okay, I'm the start. I'm the spark. So is this flame gonna be lit or is it gonna blow away? But I just try to stay out of my head because I'm always in my head sometimes. But I just like, you know what? I'm just gonna feed off the energy. And once I hear that music and the crowd cheering, the loud music, I'm like, it's showtime.
It's showtime. So I feel like it's kind of like in a situation where it's like a do or die moment. Like I'm already here. There's nothing I can do. I can't turn back. So I got to make it.
Nothing you can do. It's like, you like me? Oh, you don't.
Yeah, right. And that's a good thing, a good way to get, especially being in the industry because it's so, I guess people consider it as like a competitive industry because there's so many people trying to do it and you have to stand out, but you have to stand out and also just be yourself and not worry about everybody else.
Yeah.
So you've done that, and I know I've seen that you what is it called again? I don't want to mess it up. You won oh God. Yes. You had your campaign was basically standing out. And how did you? I guess it goes about the same thing, but how do you get to that point? You talked about being like in the earlier stages of your college career, trying to fit into crowds and do everything everyone else was doing. How did you get comfortable with yourself enough?
I would say definitely getting comfortable with myself is, like I said, stand out. For those who like don't know, like she said, stand out is me, embrace your authentic self while you basically shining your HBCU excellence in like short terms. I think it was just really just finding who I was just, getting comfortable with just being me and knowing that people actually liked it. Because sometimes we're thinking like, okay, I got to act this way or fit into this crowd. But I just came in there with like a certain like this energy with myself where I'm like, okay, it's college. I'm just going to embrace it. I'm just going to do me. And I realized a lot of people were liking what I was doing because I won Mr. Freshman. So when I won Mr. Freshman, that's when I was like, okay, I was myself. People liked what I was doing. When I had to do my talent, everything, people were rocking with me. And through then, I was just growing and people were just being attached to me naturally with a natural energy I had. And I was like, okay, they're liking me for who I am, so let me not change. Of course, we're still finding out things about ourselves in life and we're still growing to this day. But that was just helping my confidence, knowing that, okay, I'm being myself. I can do me, and people are really just loving it because some people aren't comfortable with their self or just like feel like they have to fit in, so they feel comfortable around me. And I felt that I was giving off that energy to help others, where I was like, okay, there's no need for me to change anything, but just keep striving to stand it out.
Being you, that's it. That's amazing. That's super inspiring. So I guess this is something that you've always wanted to do. You said freshman year. You always wanted to entertain and
yes,
be on the stage.
Entertain, be Mr. Bowie, because when I was younger, my cousin was Miss Howard University, so I was always going to Howard and seeing when she did her pageant and seeing all that. At first, I was like, "Oh yeah, HU, I'm going to Howard." Yeah, HU. I don't know to this day. I didn't get accepted, but it's fine. BSU, black and gold. But yeah, it was always something I always wanted to do. Is I would always pray when I was younger. It's funny. My cousin, I should say, was Miss Howard. I was like, dear Lord, I pray whatever HBCU I go to, I want to be the mister of the HBCU. And I always was manifesting that at a young age and see my cousin do her thing. And she was like on the cover of Jet magazine. I was like, oh, this is amazing. I cannot wait.
Yeah.
And then when it came to college, I was like, all right, step one, Mr. Freshman, here we go. Oh, I got it. step 2, this, that, and the rest was history.
That's amazing. I feel like that also goes along with, like, although you were young, but it goes along with having a plan in general. I feel like once you have a plan and you have a direct goal, you can accomplish literally anything because you have that already. So that helps you a lot, having known what you wanted to do, basically.
Yeah, it helps, and it also can be kind of nerve-wracking because you're like, okay, all right. When I say I'm gonna go ahead and run, I'm like, okay, this is my dream. I can't mess this up. I'm just gonna go ahead and just be myself, run, play no games, and show them what Kyle on the mic, Kyle is ready to do.
So Kyle on the mic, where'd that come from? Clearly you're on the mic, so that's obvious. But like, what made Kyle on the mic stick with you? When did you get it? When did you first say, like, you know what, I'm gonna pick this. This is the one.
So, I went to Suitland High School, but that's a high school in Maryland. I made it in high school, 12th grade year, 11th grade, 12th grade year in high school. I used to listen to this owner of talent called Angie Ange. And I used to always be like, it's Angie on the mic. So I was trying to make an Instagram. And I was like, I love communications. I was acting. I was in theater at first. So I was like, but no, I love hosting. I hosted an event at my high school. People would show me love. I'm like, Kyle, what name can I use that describes me? Because I don't want to keep changing names. And I was like, Kyle on the mic. That sounds good. And I guess I claimed the name, and I lived up to that expectation of Kyle on the mic, and it's growing to this day.
Now you're Kyle on the mic, the Millennial Hypeman. Like,
yes,
come on.
Come
When did that happen? When did that start?
So, it's funny, when I graduated college, I was like, I saw people with different names, and I'm like, I need to find me a name because I'm Kyle on the mic, but what is that? What is, everybody has like a name that fits them. It's like, I don't know. I'm trying to figure out someone, for example, like that someone had like the hype beast, this name, or this person, that name. I said, so what am I? I feel like I'm a millennial. I adapt to all types of crowds, but I was like, I'm a hype man. I'm the millennial hype man. I was like, I like that. That describes who I am. Because, I have Count on Mike, and when they hear who is Count on Mike, I feel like whenever you have a name, you have to have something that describes who your name is. And I'm the millennial hype man. I get you hype. I adapt to all ages, but since I'm a millennial, I call myself a millennial. I'm the millennial hype man. So I was like, that describes me perfectly.
That's it. And that was it. And it stuck. And it's so catchy. It's like, so when I hear Kyle on the mic, Millennial Hype Man follows. I don't know how to say Kyle on the mic without it. Look. See, you can't say it without it. That's what the branding and everything that you do, your whole content is amazing. You do your Wake Up and Jam Wednesdays.
Yes.
When did that start? Can you talk about that?
So the Wake Up and Jam Wednesdays is when I was like, I'm building a platform. I was doing radio, and I was like, I wanted to create content for myself because I saw a lot of people doing content on the radio, doing other things. So I'm like, what can I do for myself to use my platform and the people who follow me to expand other people? Because I can't be selfish. I'm here for the people and for the community. So I'm like, what can I do right now to help me build myself and also build others too, musically? And I'm at the radio station, and we just do Wake Up and Jam. But how it started was I used to intern at Fox 5 news station. I was an intern there. And when I intern, when I play, so y'all got to find something to stand out. I'm like, I want to be a different intern. I want to have fun. I want to be myself. I don't want to go in here like, oh, so who died this week?
Yeah,
so I'm like, I said, me bring some fun into the station. So Allison Seymour, I would like be interning and being around her. And I was like, every time I go to work, go to my internship at like 4 or 5 o'clock in the morning. I had to be there like 6, so be there at 5 in the morning to go out to the station to cover something with like a newscaster. And I would listen to music, and music always just really gets my energy going. I said, I'm waking up and jamming. I was like, I could do a Wake Up and Jam. So I would do it with Allison Seymour, and we would just wake up and jam and start dancing. I'm like, it's Kyle on the mic, Allison Seymour, Fox 5, we're waking up and jamming. Hey. And then I was like, okay, after my internship was over, I'm like, let me keep doing this. I'm on the radio now. Let me bring that back. And I create a platform. I create a link. I create a whole application for people to submit their music so it'll be easy for them. So of course, people always want to ask you questions. How you do this? When you go ahead and you present everything to them. You present the layout. But I was like, let me go ahead and do that. That's how that really came about. Just me having fun at the news station and then attaching to my career.
That's crazy because so with Allison Seymour, so you were with her. Some people, for me, I know me personally, I just started working at a radio station. And I get so scared sometimes being around like the people that you look up to or the people that you are doing what you want to do. So when you were like, Allison, you gonna get in this video? Like, how did you do this?
So it's funny because I'm just so determined sometimes.
Yeah,
And
yeah.
it's like when I really want to do something, it's like I'm gonna do it. Like I know it's gonna be great. I need to do it, so I'm gonna find a way to get it done respectfully and
Right.
professionally. Because I don't want to be like, hey, Allison, you want to get on it? You know what I'm saying? Like, boy, get out. Who are you?
You're done.
Stop. We're filming. So I would just watch her, and what I do is I tell people networking is building that relationship too. So I just was getting comfortable with her, building that relationship, letting her know who I was. She's like, you the intern, and of course you're the intern, and I'm like, yes, talking. And I told her, I went to HBC. Well, I was going to HBCU at the time, but we stayed. She's like, okay, cool. She went to Hampton. We started talking. She's a Delta. I'm a Q. It was like we started talking, and it got more close. And I was like, honestly, one day, would you mind waking up and jam with me? She said, yeah. So what is it? And I explained to her what it was, and we just would do it here and then. So it's just breaking down that barrier of just being like the new guy to like, okay, he's cool. Just using my gift of gab and using that to his advantage.
That's what's up. People don't have that. And so I think that's what makes it like nerve-wracking for some. And then also you have your Sunday messages, but you stay consistent. You do that on Wednesdays and you do your motivational, like, not speeches. They're not speeches. They're like quick advice.
Some motivational clips, we can say
that. Yeah, not speeches. You do those on Sunday. So how do you, I guess like the big part in like the whole career is being consistent. Have you fought with being inconsistent before? And like, how did you get over that?
Definitely. I feel like we all as humans battle that inconsistency, and I learned that through college. Definitely when I want to do something, definitely stay consistent with it because we can easily fall off track. But I feel like what makes you different and stand out from the rest is your consistency, and I saw that through other people in my life. And like, if I want to take this to a national level, and I'm like really thinking to myself, I want to take this professionally, and I want to show it to somebody. They're probably gonna look and say, how consistent are you with it? Because we don't want you working here. We don't want you working and doing something with us if you can't be consistent with your own content. So I looked at it as like my personal job, because when I graduated, I was like, all right, I don't have a job. I need to find something to do. And I was like, content. Let me be consistent with that and let that be my work ethic, and let me use that as a resume so I can show people I've been consistent with this all these years. Well, this year and a half.
Right.
So that shows me I'll be consistent with that. But I don't know. It was just being when you're serious, when you really when you get mature enough and know that this is something you really want to do, and you get serious with it and you love it, you stay consistent. So it becomes like a job.
I love that. And like also, so being in that position, like now in my peers in like the media world, I feel like our content, everything that we build upon is based off what we do in school. Like for me, I have my radio show at school. So when graduation comes and that's no longer a thing, it's time for that. You have to be pushing. You're going to either leave your show at school or you're going to continue pushing it and keep doing it. So what would be your advice to those graduating seniors who are in the media world trying to make sure they continue keeping and pushing out their content and their passion?
My advice to the graduating seniors who are trying to keep pushing out their passion, because of course you love that internship and you love whatever you're doing in school because everything is handed to you. But when real life hits, it's like, oh wait, I can't just run to the student center. I can't just go and ask my advisor, hey, can you open up the studio for me? I don't have access to all this nice equipment that the university paid for, which is thousands of dollars because I can't afford it myself. I would say just use your creative thinking and you find your niche. And you have an iPhone, you have Instagram, use the sources that you have and create something right now at a platform that's affordable and appropriate for you, and keep that consistent and grow with it. I say definitely just really find that niche, because once you find that, that's going to really help you navigate what you really want to do. Because a lot of things we do in college, a lot of people aren't doing things in their career. I mean, with their degree, because they're finding out their niche, and the degree is a great backup to have in case anything falls short or to get you a job to help fund your career. But right now, for your seniors who are trying to find yourself right now, just really find this time to just figure out who you are and what your niche is. Because once you do that, you'll find things and you'll make sacrifices to make anything you want happen.
Okay, so I feel like it's so easy, and like I don't mean to pick your brain like that, but I feel like it's so easy for you to tell someone like to find your niche. But for me, sometimes I'm like, okay, well, how do I do that? Like, what am I supposed to do? Like, how do I sit there and be like, Deja, like, is it like literally a sit-in process? Like, okay, Deja, what do you like to do? And writing that down and like trying to figure out some ways to come up with something.
And it's how I got through it. It was just, of course, graduating, you go through that little stage where it's now some depressed or some just like a stage, I call it. Mm-hmm. But what happened with me to find my niche, I was blessed and able to really find it throughout my matriculation. in school because I was hosting events, homecomings, concerts, all that type of stuff. But for those who are really trying to dig deep and find that time when you are feeling like, and you having that moment, just really look back at your college career. Look back at, you know, what were the moments in life? Because Instagram's like a virtual diary where you get to see like your whole life change through like when you first made it to now. Let's go through your Instagram and see the things that you posted and what you did that got you a lot of engagement, and then realize like, okay, when that one day when my hair was looking really good and I was doing my hair sophomore year, I got a lot of engagement in that video. I like doing hair, but I really never put it out there. Maybe I should put out more videos of me doing hair, which got me a lot of engagement before, and see what happens now. And when you do it and you see how it's getting you more following and more engagement, I keep using that word, then you realize like, oh, maybe doing hair is what I love to do. Or I remember that one time I was playing around on my story and I was singing and everybody got all these DMs and I posted on my page and a lot of people was like, you should sing, you're saying. You're like, no, I'm scared and maybe I shouldn't. But I'm like, wait, that gave me a lot of attention. Maybe I should start singing. You post a video singing and you realize a year later, that's doing you justice. You know, oh, my eyebrows were on fleek that day at homecoming. Oh, I see people in the comments. You know, you just reminisce and look back and see the things that really helped you stand out. And you're like, this is something I really like to do. So let me go ahead and do it. And also, when you're bored, you really find your niche too. Because when you're bored, you do the things that you really love to do. And you know, if you can do it when you're bored, oh, you can do it for life. Because that's going to be something you fall back on. If it's something that you love to do, that's your niche. That's what makes you who you are. And it doesn't happen overnight. You may not find it during school. You may find it after school, but it happens organically and it happens naturally where you just have to, it's going to come when it comes, really. It's no key answer like, well, you have to do this and do that and then you'll find the answer. It just happens organically and naturally. It may happen a year after college, a few months after college, but the more and more you experience and face your fears in life, you understand and see the things you really like to do.
That's good. Thank you for that. I know for me personally, like, not even to speak on the people who are going to see this video, but for me, I'm like, there's got to be is there a manual? Do I like, is there like a rule book on how to do this?
Sometimes it happens, but sometimes it doesn't.
Right. And that's cool. So also then you were also an arena host at some point. Tell me about that experience and how that happened.
So the arena host was an amazing experience. Like when people say, what is that you want to do? I really just want to take Count on Mic and put it on like a global aspect where I'm hosting concerts, award shows, or arena hosts, like anything in front of a crowd, and just being known for what I love to do is just my goal in life. So how it happened was I was like, you know what? I do hosting. I want to take it to a next step because the field is so broad. You know, I'm not just radio. I'm not just a event host. I said I could do it all. So why not dibble and dabble to different things to see what really, what really shows me what I can do. So I did entertainment for the Wizards. So I was like, okay, let me go ahead and host. I did entertainment. So the hosting didn't work. So I did entertainment. So I was just hyping up the crowd, dancing with the hype squad. And then just building connection and seeing people my Instagram and showing people my Instagram and also people just talking to me on a natural level. I'm like, man, your energy is great. You talk well. You know, I see you do this and that through your Instagram. And I was like, yeah, is there any openings for arena hosts? And I will fill in for the G League NBA. And then after that, they saw my potential and liked what I did. And so that's when I became the WNBA arena host for the Washington Mystics. And the first year I did it, I made history with the team because they won their first ever championship. And Washington Mystics won their first ever WNBA championship last year. And I can say that was my first year hosting for them. And they won it under the Millennial Hypeman's energy. Come on.
Amen. There we go.
I started doing the G League NBA where I was doing hosting for the Capital City Go-Go. And of course, now with this coronavirus, it stopped everything. But I'm hoping once this is over, we get back into the marinas.
Straight back into it. That's crazy. Yeah. So I guess like a part of like your whole career in general, not yours and like yours specifically, but being in the media industry is based off of networking and putting yourself out there and then having something to back you up and present to them. So they can go on your Instagram or whatever your platforms are and see that you do this and this is what you do and you do it well. Then they meet you and you do it well. And you're able to throw yourself out there and you do it well. So networking is definitely important to being in the industry.
Networking, also being consistent with perfecting your craft, like practicing at home, like, creating your reel, getting a lot of behind the scenes work done. So when it's time to present yourself, you have things that you could quickly get, not quickly, but you have some backup to show. Cause this industry with radio, you have to have like an air check, TV, you have to have a reel. So having that stuff together and building that up with content, with your own content would help you when they need to show the higher ups what you can do, because not everybody can see what you do. But when you have like the stuff and your resume, your reel, and your air check together, when it's able to present to the CEO or whoever the hiring manager is who don't know you,
right,
they can show it. So you can show it virtually in whatever way you have to submit it to show them that you're serious about this. So it's also networking, also being professional and with your craft as well. That makes sense.
Yeah, and having your backup. That's important.
Yeah, having the backup.
You gotta have your backup.
They said, oh, we need a video of you reading these lines and this and that, and we need it by this day. And I'm like, all right, hurry up. I ran to like a basketball court outside and acting like I was hosting. I found different people in the court, like, could y'all come in? Just act like y'all are part of the.
I love it.
It was like, come here, sir. You have your son. I need to do this father and son camp that they gave me. I saw a father and son, and I was like, can you this go along with me? I'm like, it's KYLEONTHEMIC Mike here at the Washington Wizards. I'm here with David and Jonathan. They are here for our father and son cam, brought to you by Michael and son. Like, it was just
wow. So when you said like also practicing, are there moments where KYLEONTHEMIC is like standing in his room or the living room trying to practice?
Yes.
What?
Especially I love concerts. I love watching award shows and stuff like that because it motivates me. That's my motivation. And definitely when I go to concerts, I love going to concerts. I love going to events because that motivates me. So I go home, I'll play music. Music keeps me going. Or I'll be in the mirror and I'll be like, DC, LA, Morocco. And I'll just be practicing and just watching videos and this.
I love that. So is it true that practicing in the mirror or practicing helps you when the time comes for you to be in that moment?
Yeah, because I mean, yes and no, because I don't be in the mirror all the time. No, but I just be in my head, listen to music, this daydreaming. But sometimes practicing in the mirror does help. Okay, but I think it's like just having that ambition, building that ambition helps really too.
And that's just like knowing exactly what you want and what you want to do.
Yeah.
That's important.
And also going out of the comfort zone, because I feel like that's how people can really find out what they like to do as well. Because I'm still, doing things out of my comfort zone, traveling when I can. Mm-hmm. Even when I don't have the money, investing that money into a trip. And hopefully it's a great outcome. Okay.
Wing it, see it make
all right, I'm gonna put all this money to go to Miami this week for this film festival. I'm investing to go to California. I'm investing to go to Atlanta this week for this, and I'm using my budget and money. And Lord knows I'm not rich, but when I go there, I'm gonna make sure I go ahead and do the damn thing. So I come back with at least something.
So when you do these things, like I seen you were at the some BET event. Are you just like doing that on your own? Like this is KYLEONTHEMIC going by himself in his own brand and just doing this? Like, are you investing yourself in these aspects and just going to these events?
I would say being KYLEONTHEMIC, people reach out to me because someone like, do you do red carpet interviews? So I've BET. I've never done like red carpet interviews with BET or anything like that. It was just finding different alternatives to do. Like I heard it was an opening when people were looking for press escorts. I was like, someone told me about it. I was like, okay, I'll do it because it'll help me get my foot in the door to meet somebody.
Right.
So. I'm definitely funding myself to go to the trip. Some trips, I'm using that money to go out there and working under a company who's hiring people who reach out and we do a contract and they hire whoever they want, and just funding myself because they pay you for your service, but they don't pay you for like room and board. So that's just the best in my time and my money to just go out there and have the opportunity and just invest myself to get there.
And make it lit when you get there.
Make it lit. But something like this hosting or some other things, I mean, yes, when the contract and it comes with paying for that. But when it is like different things, like when it's just like, okay, we have this opportunity. If you can make it out, make it out. Because they're looking for people in the area, really. And I look for people like in Maryland. So I'm like, let me just put myself there so I can at least be in the area, to be there.
Gotcha.
It'd be different. They book me like, Kyle, we want you to come out there. It's like, okay, well, if you want me, then here's the,
Right.
We'll work out something, but of course that's in the contract and how we negotiate everything. But when it's someone they look for people in the area or they need people who are going to be in that area at that time, I'm like, let me go there.
Let me go make it happen. Let me go be there. So I'm there.
Yeah. I tell them I can be there. And then when they like, okay, we have a meeting this Friday, I know, okay, I'll be there that Friday for that meeting. So they know I'm in Atlanta.
Oh, dang, like you're not playing.
Yeah.
This one's not playing. Also, like, so tell me about your radio show. So you just started, you have your Hypeman show now.
Yeah. So
that in January.
Yes, that's been, that has definitely been fun right now. Unfortunately, with the coronavirus and everything, I can't do the show right now because some of us can't go into the studio because right now I'm still part-time. So Right now, I'm not doing a radio show until this Corona stuff is over and we're able to get into the studio and everything. But when I started in January, it's definitely been like, it's definitely amazing. I love being on the show. I love the radio, being on the air, learning the board, because you know it was my goal when I first started working at Radio One. I was doing like promotional work, street team work, and I was like, my goal is to be on the radio. I want to learn the ins and outs. So it was like I got a beginner's job where I was doing my personality and doing everything I could do when we went on different sites and was with these personalities. I'm like, okay, when I'm around, I'm in a station's platform. Let me go ahead and brand myself too, while I'm also doing work and making sure all the needs are getting done for the station. You know, I stayed after late night. Some days I'll be at work at 8 o'clock in the morning, stays like 2 a.m. at night, 3 a.m. just to learn the board. You know, sitting with somebody who's open an hour where I can make mistakes, where someone trusted me to get on the board and run their show, learn the board and all that type of stuff. And after that, once I learned the board and I did my air checks and was practicing air checks and submitted to whoever was in charge of the station at the time, they were like, okay, I'm gonna give you a shot. This Sunday, I remember it was like that Friday, like, yeah, this Sunday you're on every Sunday.
And how did that feel? That happened to my friend being in the industry. So I'm a board op right now. And like, that's the goal. Like I had got my air checks, like I'm ready for the PD to be like, you know what I mean? Like I'm just learning along the way. But that moment when it was like going on Sunday, like how did you feel? It's like, oh snap.
I was like, because I was getting practice and I was definitely making sure that when I submitted that, I was making sure I'm sending with people that, especially like the late night hours, to like practice a board. I was like, all right. And I said, how do y'all learn it? I was always asking a question. They're like, well, it's really going to happen when you're just there by yourself. Because I can guide you, but you really don't get comfortable until you mess up or make a mistake. So that's why when he told me, I was always going to him and checking in, like telling my PD, like, hey, I was actually letting you know I was in the studio. I was practicing this and practicing that. Here's my air check. Here's how I sounded. I edited this myself. He's like, okay. And so he took faith in me. And so answering your question, when he told me, yeah, you're on Sunday, I was like, okay, when we're going to name the show, what we'll do, I want to make sure I promote it so people can listen, because my show is from 10 to 2 a.m. Because, of course, at 10 o'clock, well, Sunday, it's from 10 to 12, you know, you have the people, you have your different genre of people. You know, you have the nighttime drive. People are from like 12 to 2, the Uber drivers, the Lyft drivers, the late night workers. Okay. So I was like, okay, I got to make sure everyone's listening. But I was nervous, but I was like, okay, let me go ahead and plot out my show. Let me go ahead and just jot out everything and what I'm going to talk about this hour. And I was just going easy, reading like just liners and stuff like that. Okay. And then once I got more comfortable, that's when I was adding like different content and stuff. But I was nervous at first, but I was like, once I got in there, the studio by myself, and I was like, all right, it's do or die. You sink or swim. I was just swimming.
Yeah, I'm just going.
I was swimming, and then I got better, and then I became an Olympic gold medalist. I was like, all right, we're doing good. We're not drowning. We're still swimming.
Yes, that's amazing. That's so inspiring. I love to see that, and I love to see it when you first posted it. Because I've seen you doing like hosting, but I didn't see you doing radio. Yeah. And so when I see you do that, I'm like, yeah, like I was hyped. I'm like, yes, like there we go, like do everything. Like it's so inspiring. It's like real. You're definitely inspiring. Like seriously, I thank you for your grind and your hustle, because it's definitely motivating.
Thank you. And I'm still trying. I'm still on a humble grind. I'm like, I still got ways to go. I'm blessed with the opportunities that has presented themselves my way. But we still on a humble grind, because I'm trying to rank up and be international. I'm trying to be known all over.
And I see it. Like it's so perfect.
It's happening. I'm taking my time, I'm taking my steps, I'm trusting God's process. Yeah. Now, of course, we all go through that what's next stage, but I'm like, let me not think about always what's next. What can I do in a moment to get me to that next level? Because I keep worrying about, and we all do it. I have my days where I'm like, what's next? But I'm like, let me focus on the moment. Let me just focus on this craft. And right now, I'm just like, with this quarantine happening, first I was upset, like, dang, it's stopping my bag, it's stopping this. But I feel like this week, I've really been like, you know what, I'm glad this happened, because it's really helping me really to get to know me more, rebrand myself, and see things that I really want to do to take myself to the next level. So by 2020, we ready. Once this quarantine is over, I'm ready. Coming back to the show. I got content. I already got stuff ready. I've been practicing. I need to go ahead and work out so I can get my body fit too. I'm cool.
But if we do get summer.
Yeah, but yeah, just right now, this quarantine is really helping me regroup and find myself really. So I'm still on my humble grind.
I love that. It's definitely inspiring. I thank you. Before we go, I need to talk about like the biggest things, like not the elephant in the room, But I was like, when I'm on your Instagram, I see like one of the biggest things in the world. You have a picture of Beyonce and Oprah. Can you just can you talk about these experiences? Tell me about that really quickly.
So I was able to work the Tyler Perry's his studio opening with the company. I was doing press escorting, and so I was press or escorting like all the celebrities. It was like I was like, oh, these are Beyonce's mom, all these people, Oprah, and I was just press escorting them. And then I was like, you know, I want to get inside, so I was helping out Patti LaBelle. Then, you know, I was like, you know what, let me take advantage of this opportunity. I'm like, do you need any extra assistance? I'm here to help. And she liked my energy, and like she like, yeah. I would need your help. You can help me just move around, just being her assistant. I was like, okay, because being your assistant helps me get around people. So fast forwarding to the event, we were walking on the red carpet, and it was like this bright yellow light next to me, and I was like, woo, like this, like whose dress is this? And I see security, and it's like this afro, and I was like, wait. That's Beyonce and Jay-Z. So I'm like, hey, let's go back up there with Tina. She's like, yeah. So we're back up, we're walking. And so then Beyonce is like right next to me. And I was like, what's going on? Like, but of course I'm keeping my sanity.
Yeah.
But it was me, but the fast forward to meeting her, it was just really, she's so cool. So just chill, down to earth, because she was in an environment, of course, where it was like all A-listers. So she wasn't like, you know, trying to be but she's a celebrity to the celebrity. So, of course, all the celebrities like, Beyonce.
Yeah, like, whoa.
So, when she first we first got into the venue, of course, she saw with Patty, and Patty went to go sit down and everything. Because I'm at the table with Patti LaBelle, Beyonce's mom, Samuel Jackson.
Yeah, I would have been like...
Yes, but it's funny, like, once you're in that profession, when you're in that mode, in your head, I'm like, when I got back to my hotel room that night, I went crazy. But when I was there, it was just like, how you doing? Like, I was joking with Maxwell about being a Gemini and all this type of stuff.
I was gonna know, pause, I'm sorry, cut you off. I was gonna ask you if you were a Gemini.
Yeah, I'm a Gemini.
When's your birthday? I knew it.
I don't know why.
I knew that, because I'm a Gemini.
Gemini.
Yeah, like I knew. I was gonna ask you before we go. My last question was gonna ask you your zodiac, because the things that you were talking about, I'm like, this is too relatable.
Like, we're go-getters. We don't play no games. But but Maxwell, he was like, you're a Gemini, I'm a Gemini too. And I'm like, Maxwell, you realize I'm here because my parents are probably making love to your music. But I was like, I love you, Maxwell. But first time Beyonce walked in, I asked her, can we take a picture? And she's like, oh, no, right now, I don't want to take a picture. I just want to join. I'm just tired of taking pictures. Because everybody was asking for pictures. And of course, when I asked, it was at the last minute. I was like, all right. My heart broke. But I was like, all right.
Yeah.
So after the day was going on, and then she was at to leave, I saw her one more time. I'm like, okay, I'm at the table with your mom. I'm talking to your mom. I know I cannot leave this venue, being this close to you, interacting with you, and we can't take a picture to capture the moment. So I was like, the Gemini, the ambitiousness kicked in.
Uh-huh.
And I was like, hey, Beyonce. And she looked like, hi. I was like, I'm not trying to be annoying. I was like, you know, when we talk to you like we're humans. I'm not trying to be annoying anything, but I just want to say, first of all, I love you. What you're doing for the culture, the African-American culture, Coachella, everything, we respect that. I respect your grind. I just want to say that I just want to say that up front. I want to let you know that first. And she's like, no, I appreciate that. Thank you so much. You know, thank you so much. Her little voice. I was like, yeah. And she shook my hand. She's like, nice to meet you. I said, I'm Kyle. And I said, I know I asked you before, but you about to leave. Can I please just take a picture before you leave? She's like, okay, come on. And we take the picture, and it was just like amazing. And then I was just like, wow.
Good thing you did that.
You better go off in the world and like this kill the world and this shock us every day like you did with Megan Thee Stallion yesterday. And I'm like, do you know how iconic you are?
Crazy, like you realize it. I wonder if she really knows. Like, do you really know?
I want to ask her so much, but I was like, nah, let me keep it cool, cordial. Yeah. Let her, you know, it wasn't no interview. She ain't did a be interview. It was like, thank you I appreciate the love. Here's this picture. Have a nice life.
Right.
Until we meet again. And then Oprah, Tyler Perry had a Sunday service event, and he had a brunch. And so I'm at the brunch, and it's just like Chris Tucker right here, Tiffany Haddish right here, Oprah right here, Clark's sisters, Yolanda Adams, Michelle Williams. It's like everybody's in here because like the event is like private, but I was able to get in.
Right.
And I was just like, yo, so Oprah was right there, Oprah was right there eating, chilling. So of course she was done eating, and people over asked for pictures. I was like, well, they asked you, I'm gonna ask too. Right. I'm like, you only get this once. Everybody. I met Bill Clinton, Hillary Clinton. I mean, I was being everybody. And so I was like, Oprah, can I get a picture? She's like, come on, let's take a picture. Oprah is like, she knows she rich and she don't got time for us.
Okay.
Took a picture. It was like, come on. And then she took a picture, and then she just went on with her life. I'm like, all right. pay my student loans off one day.
Please, Oprah, Miss Oprah.
Then I ran into Taraji P. Henson. She's from, the DMV. It was just cool meeting everybody on a where they were just being normal. They weren't being celebrities. They were just normal because it was like a normal
environment
because it was private. So it was only but like a lot of people there, but a lot of people were just like important people. So everybody, it was cool to see everybody chilling. Like when Beyonce was eating, it was like wow, like Beyonce's just sitting there eating her vegan food.
Like I would be like, wow.
Vegan. I don't want what y'all have. Beyonce's menu was vegan, so they had to, they had to get her meal. But it's like she was chilling. Jay-Z was chilling. It was just cool.
That's amazing. That's that experience. I guess like when you went home or you went back to your hotel that night, it was just like, yo, I was really there. I really did.
Yeah, I was just like, it was crazy because like when Beyonce was there, I guess she posted her picture on the internet, and like she's there, of course, in person. Right. And so I'm looking at my phone and seeing the whole world go crazy, and I'm just like, but I'm right here.
I'm looking at her.
Like, we're right here. This is Beyonce gold dress. And y'all at home, Shade was like, Beyonce just posted. Right. The studio. And I'm like, I'm here in person. I'm seeing this in person. I'm about to freak out. Let me get off my phone because I can't be on my phone. So let me put my phone back in my pocket.
Wow.
Like the whole world's going crazy. And it was like, I'm seeing this like in real time while y'all at home like, oh my God, what is she doing now? I wonder what she's doing now. And I'm just seeing everything. But
You're
like,
watching it like.
Yeah, I'm not tweeting because, you got to keep that private. Right. I was like, I cannot wait until I'm able to get on my phone and enjoy my life and just reminisce on all this craziness because everybody's taking pictures and I'm seeing me on social media. People are tagging me like, I see you on Jill Scott page. Oh, I see you on this and then T.I. posted me because Patti LaBelle. Everybody talks about Beyonce and everything, but I want to say thank you to Patti LaBelle. She was so nice. She took me in. I said, Patty, I'm your godson today. She said, okay.
Hey, Patty, Philly.
Oh, yeah, Philly. And so she was introducing me to people. T.I., that picture that T.I. posted of all of us, she's like, come on, can I get a picture? Like, she just took me in as her little nephew. And of course, at the end of the day, I was like, told her this, thank you. She gave me a nice tip. I was like, thank you.
That's Patty.
Patty, like, she just really, like, they were really nice and down to earth. So it was just really, really nice. And people were like, oh, you don't work with Patty again? Like, people always saying, what's next? I'm like, we live in that moment. So if I ever see Patty again, she never need help, I'll reach out to her people, and they ever need me, they need me. I'm not going to force it. It's just when the time comes. But it was just amazing to be there.
Soaking up those experiences. I think that I'm even more inspired by our conversation once I like confirm that you're a Gemini. So you just give me inspiration that it's going to happen. When's your birthday?
June 10th, come on.
Oh, I'm June 6th.
Hey, we the same week. Come we basically the same week, yeah. That's live, yes.
That's crazy.
Geminis, we are the most hated traits, but we're the most ambitious people.
Yes, amen to that.
Come on.
Amen to that. Well, thank you so much for your time. I appreciate
thank you for reaching out. I was glad we were able to talk.
Yes, me too. I'm super pumped. I'm so excited.
Yes.
I appreciate you. You're
doing You keep striving. Congratulations on graduating. I can't wait to see what life has in store for you after your college experience. But I see you're doing a lot right now, and your ambition is great off of what I see on social media. So just keep that up. And like I say, we all on this humble grind. We may be taking pictures with the celebrities, but don't let that get to our head because we take a picture. But now I tell people it's time to, when you take pictures of celebrities, it's time to work with them. Don't let none of that stuff get to your head until you're able to work with them. Let that manifest. That's your manifesting stage.
Amen.
So manifest you on a humble grind. I wish you the best on whatever you do, my Gemini.
Thank you. Likewise. Thank you. I appreciate you.
Yes. Come on.
I'm pumped. I'm going to stop this.